Hey everybody, this is John from Rad Relics, and today I want to talk about something that has been weighing on my mind for a while, and I think it's really important. It affects me as a reseller, and it probably is affecting you too as a reseller, and ultimately I think it's hurting these businesses that do these practices. And we're going to jump into this, and we're going to talk about thrift shops and some of the practices that they do that I think that is detrimental to their customers and detrimental to people that work for the company and the company itself. We're going to talk about a couple of the big companies that have policies in place that kind of keep this from happening, and why I think that that's a good idea. Even though I don't agree with some of the pricing of these larger thrift shops like Goodwill and Salvation Army, they do have policies that are definitely worth mimicking if you are a smaller thrift store. We're going to talk about that right now. And what I am talking about is when I see a thrift store, I go into a thrift store and I look around. I've been a reseller for a long time. So when I walk into a thrift store, I can definitely see if something's off. And by off, I mean like the quality of merchandise is really low, or the shelves are bare, something along those lines. And that could be that people just aren't donating, or people are just, it's a heavily picked store, like there's a lot of resellers in the area and maybe they go there and they keep the shelves clean. But when you go to a thrift store over and over and over again and you don't see a lot of quality merchandise on the shelf, you have to believe that something else is up. And by something else being up, I mean they're either saving stuff for other customers, or the employees themselves are taking the merchandise and it's going either out the back door or it's going through the front register at a greatly reduced cost. And that is extremely detrimental to your thrift shop. If you are a thrift shop owner, and you are doing these practices, and you are probably going to see a huge increase in your sales if you would adopt policies like that what Goodwill does, where an item has to be on the shelf for 24 hours before an employee can buy it. And if you are one of these thrift shop owners that are saving stuff for people or bringing stuff out of the back, I definitely think that that's a bad idea too. And mainly I see that because if I'm in a store and I'm a reseller and I spend hundreds of dollars a week buying stuff so that I can flip on my resale business. But if I go into a thrift store and I see that you're giving one of my competitors an unfair advantage, unfortunately, I'm going to put your thrift shop lower on my list of stores that I will frequent if I even go there at all. If the shelves are bare and there's nothing there, I'm probably not going to come back to your thrift shop because it just isn't worth my while. And with gas being like $5 a gallon, it definitely isn't worth me driving like 20-30 miles to come to your thrift shop to find empty shelves because you're holding stuff back on the shelves for people that you know, or for your employees. If your employees are getting first dibs on this stuff, on these donated goods, it shows. It shows in the quality of the merchandise on your shelves. And I don't like it. I've had thrift shops try to save stuff for me before because I do spend a lot of money, and I'm appreciative that they realize that. But one of the things that I always have always wanted is a level playing field for everyone, because I think that when you start having opportunities that other people don't have, that kind of tilts the scales into your favor, which is, some people would be like, well, that's the purpose of reselling, that we want to be able to have the scales tipped in our favor so we can make more money. But for me, it isn't always about the money. It's definitely about being able to go out, and it's the hunt. You know, if you were a deer hunter and somebody took you and put you in a 1 acre lot and that was fenced in and had 10, 12-point bucks in there, and they just said shoot one. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's nice to have that 12-point buck. You could put it up on your wall, but deep down inside, you're going to know that you really didn't do anything to earn it. You just were there, and you were able to. And I'm going to say it, I think a lot of resellers emotionally manipulate people. They act like they really care about them, and they'll act like that they're, So I'm not saying that's everyone. I said a lot, because I've seen it happen. And if this offends you, and I'm not talking about you, like you don't do these things, then don't be offended. But if you are the reseller that goes out and that manipulates people so that you can get first shot at things, then I'm talking to you. I guess if that, wear it, put that on and sport it around. But the fact of the matter is that I just firmly believe that when thrift stores go out and they just give unfair advantages to people, and they think they're doing them a favor, but in reality what I think they're doing is that they're hurting their store. And I've seen so many thrift stores close down because people who donate stuff come back in and they want to see the stuff that they donated on the shelf. I've heard people say this. Where's the stuff I donated? One of our local thrift stores had threw some stuff away, and a person was just upset that their donation got trashed. And it was probably because it was trash, because this place will put just about anything out. But the fact of the matter is that if you are a thrift shop and you are giving people an unfair advantage, if your employees are buying stuff before it hits the floor, you should stop. That's just absolutely a horrible policy, and you're pretty much going to see a decline in good customers, because if there's nothing good on the shelf, if everyone isn't coming in and finding a trinket or a doodad or something that they really like, they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to find another place to shop, or they're going to turn to eBay, and that's fine. They can turn to eBay and buy it from me. But this is just my rant. This is a video that I've been wanting to put out for a while. It isn't very curated. I'm not going to spend a lot of time editing videos, but I will put thoughts out there so that real resellers can come to this channel and kind of mull it over. And I want to see a conversation down below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you care? Let me know. You guys have a good day.